language. And nowadays, English has become one of the soft skills. We know very well that soft skills are for our personal development, and English has become one of the parts of our personality development. And therefore, English has much importance. Then I come to third point, that is language skills. Now, every language has 4 skills. They are listening, speaking, reading, and writing, generally called LSRW. Now, when a person wants to learn a language, he has to practice in these 4 skills. Language cannot be acquired by grammar or reading sentences or dictionary. One has to practice these 4 skills. Only then one can master a language. Now, what is the importance of these skills? So we should know that listening is at the top. That listening is the most important skill, and at the bottom is writing. Just listen to me attentively. The skills are given according to their importance. Listening is at the top as far as its importance is concerned, while writing is at the bottom. But we, the Marathi speakers, or our children from Marathi medium, they spend more time in writing than in listening or speaking. That is, we are given practice in schools and colleges, Marathi medium colleges, in writing and reading. We read notes, we read books, we write question paper answer papers, and we write other things. But we hardly listen to English, or we hardly speak English, and therefore we lag behind in speaking English. So this very important thing, that writing is not as important as listening. And unfortunately, in our instruction, in our educational system, listening is given less importance. And therefore, Marathi medium students cannot speak, or they feel hard to speak English fluently. And therefore, listening should be given more importance. I will give one example. Once there was one lady, and her son could not speak English or could not learn English properly. And therefore, she appointed a foreigner, an Englishman, to teach her son English. The teacher came, English teacher came, he taught the boy grammar, etc., reading, writing. After some months, the woman said that her son could not learn English, but the Englishman learned Marathi, or the local language. Now, why is this? Because the child that wrote English, read English, perhaps listened to English, but for less time. While the teacher, while being among the family members and the city, he listened to Marathi. He tried to speak in Marathi also, and therefore he learned Marathi, and not the child. That is not the child as far as this is concerned. So simply, these are the skills of language. So I repeat that if somebody wants to acquire English, wants to have a mastery on English, he or she should practice in these 4 skills. Otherwise, he cannot be got, say, with fluency. Because we say language is skill, writing is skill, or language is skill. And we know very well that skills are acquired by practice. For example, singing, dancing, swimming, all these are skills. And these skills are acquired only by practice. And therefore, being a skill, English also should be practiced. That is, one should practice in these 4 skills. So in this way, I have made it clear that writing skill is one of the 4 skills of a language, maybe English, Marathi, or Hindi. Now, though it's less important, our phrase is to express to impress. So really, we should be fluent in writing, should be accurate in writing. If we write accurately, we can really express our writing, and our writing surely impresses the persons. So I quote Francis Bacon, an Italian author of 17th century. Bacon was in 17th century Italy. He was a great essayist. In one of his essays, he says reading makes a full man, speaking ready man, and writing an exact man. Now look at the statement. Bacon has spoken about three skills: speaking, reading, and writing. And he has said that writing makes an exact man. Really, this helps us to write properly. The above view makes it clear that we should be able to, to express, to impress others. Now, let us come to meaning and types of writing skill. So henceforth, we are dealing with writing skills. Writing skill means one's ability to write correctly and effectively. One should be able to write language with understanding. So we all know what's writing. Writing means to write in any language, write in language correctly, accurately, and impressively. So we write that language. However, writing does not mean without understanding. So here the point is, we should write effectively, correctly, no doubt. We should write impressively, no doubt. But one should write with understanding. Now, this is for examination, or this is for children. That when we write, we should understand the passage, understand the original text. For example, somebody is reading a letter or a poem, and he's also writing the summary of the poem or writing something about that. He should know the meaning of the written words or written sentences written by himself. And therefore, we see then how to write, say, how to write, so the next point is types of writing. Now there are, writing is main skill and there are sub skills of writing. Now these are many, but for our syllabus or it is given to me are some. Sir, so these are as follows. So sub skills are as follows: that is note taking, paraphrasing, summary writing, and abstract writing. Now, like these four, we have one more, that is précis writing. Now, these are sub skills of writing. We can say others also, but we are going to deal with these four, and if time permits, the fifth one also. Then let us then speak about say reading and taking notes. Sir, so reading and taking notes. Here we see that begin with reading, then notes taking. Simply speaking, note taking means writing notes while reading a document. Now here, taking notes, there are two terms, taking notes and making notes. So both of them are sub skills of writing. So taking notes means we take notes from somebody's speech or from some video or from some audio. So taking notes means writing notes from somebody's speaking, and making notes means writing notes from a text or from a written material. For example, somebody is reading the answers of the answers in the notebook, or somebody is reading a poem or a lesson. Then he or she makes notes in the margin. Now here, notes means not sentences. Notes means points. That is, we often mistake the word notes for longer notes, our notes, that is notebooks, etc. But notes means not notes. Notes are points. So making notes means writing points. So we see that simply speaking, note taking means writing notes while reading a document. For example, while preparing for an exam, we read the book or notebook and write notes in the form of points. This is done to remember the answer. The purpose of making notes or writing notes or taking notes is to remember the text. For example, the answer is one page. The student then reads the page, make his points, and then marks up the points or learns the points, and then keep the points in mind, and then write the answer with the help of those points. So the purpose of writing notes is to remember the text. Then how to write notes? That's the point. How should we write notes or points? Now read the text document and highlight the main ideas or points. The very first thing is read the text. The text is given to you, read the text and then highlight the points, that main ideas or main points, and along with the sub points. Also highlight the sub points related to the main points. Now you'll get one central theme, then main points related to the central theme, and then there will be some sub points. So while reading, or you can read the whole passage once, and then while reading for the second time, you can find out the main ideas and the sub ideas, sub points related to the main ideas. Then write the notes, that is points, in a proper form. Now, I have just told you that writing notes means writing points, main points and sub points. So these notes are written in then proper forms. Sometimes students mistake notes for longer sentences, longer answers. I remember that note taking was for TYBA, third year BA in Pune University. And there was one question on note taking. They gave the passage and the students were told to write the answers from the passage, the notes, make the notes from the passage. Now these students knew notes only for their pages, only for their answers, and therefore they wrote the whole passage or more than the passage. And of course, they got no credit, they got 0 marks. So here one should keep in mind that writing notes means writing points, and then they are to be written in proper forms. Note can be written in various forms, such as number and bullets. Now there are various ways. There are many ways of writing points, main points and sub points, and the common ones are there, which are with numbers and also written with say bullets. Some important forms or methods of writing notes are as follows. Now we'll see some examples, some say types. मध्ये ब्लॉक करताना मीच भरले ठीक आहे.
Sorry, there was a network issue. So restart again.
हो. स्लाइड किती आहे नंबर? बरं त्याने त्याला सांगायला बोला. ठीक आहे. Sorry for network failure, friends. I will restart the 2 slides back. So let us start with the third point, reading and taking notes. Maybe third or fourth slide. So the third point, reading and taking notes, is our first topic, reading and taking notes. Now here, reading and taking notes, they are not two different things. Reading means we read the text and then take notes. Therefore, it is called reading and taking notes. Actually, there are two terms, taking notes and making notes. We make notes from a book or from a text, and we take notes from a speech. So when somebody is speaking and we are writing points, that is note taking. But suppose you are studying for some exam, you have your book or your notebook and you are making points. So these points are called making notes. Therefore, there are two terms, taking notes and making notes. And for both the purposes, we listen and read. While making notes, we read the text. Therefore, reading and taking notes is the title. Then simply speaking, note taking means writing notes while reading a document. I told you. For example, while preparing for an exam, we read the book or notebook or any material and write notes in the form of points. This is done to remember the answer. Now here, let me explain or make clear one point. Students take notes for longer passages, for longer pages. But notes does not mean here pages or longer passages. Notes means points. So simply speaking, notes means points, and we make points to remember the answer. For example, a newspaper reporter listens to the orator or speaker. He writes points on the writing pad or in his notebook, and then he prepares news from the points. That is, he she takes points and converts the points into news. This is called note making and note taking. It's very important when you are preparing for some exam or for lecture or studying. We should know how to write points. Then the next point is how to write notes. Read the text or document and highlight the main ideas or points. Simply, while reading, we should see the central theme, or write the notes after reading the passage. Read it once and then while reading twice, make the notes. So read the document, find out the theme, and then the main ideas about the main theme, and then also highlight the sub points related to the main points. So you get the theme or central idea, then the major ideas related to the theme, and then there are sub points also. Some ideas also, they also should be underlined or highlighted. Then write the notes, that is points, in the proper form. Now, after reading, after highlighting these main points and sub points, you can then write the notes or points in a proper form. Now, these notes are written in the margin or on the new page, etc. But a proper form means they should be written in proper points or proper forms, or with point. The point should be given proper forms. His main point should be given different signs. Sub point should be given different numbers or signs. And here I have said notes can be written in various forms such as number and bullets. So one point is that some students take notes for longer passages. That is wrong. We should write points only. In our college, in third year, there was one question on note making, and the students wrote notes, write notes from the passage. So they thought notes means longer documents, and therefore they wrote the whole passage or more than that and got 0 marks. So here, make it clear that notes means points. So some important forms of methods of writing notes are as follows. Henceforth, I have given some formats of notes, but these are only answers, these are only points, there are notes. The original passages are not given. It is impossible to give the original passages. So just imagine about the original passages from the point of view of the notes, and these points will also help you to write small passages. So the first method is traditional format. That is, people choose the format, or from longer time they have been writing in this format. Then the title is body language. That is, there is one passage, there is one document about body language, and we have made the points like this. The main point is movement. Then in body language, how should we move? That's the point. The movement. Then sub point is how should be our movement. It is a natural movement. In natural movement, there is controlling distracting manners. That is, we should control distracting manners. That is, we should not move or follow the manners. We distract the attention of other speaker. It is controlling distracting manners. Natural style. That is, whatever your body is there, follow natural way, or natural way of behaving or moving. Then the second is facial expressions. How should be our facial expressions? That is, main point is facial expressions. In body language, the first point movement, other point facial expressions. The sub points here, the numbers are 1, 2, 3. Keep smile, appear relaxed, seem to be friendly, etc. C point, gestures. Main point is gestures. Natural gestures, proper gestures, avoid too many gestures. This means that our gestures should be natural, proper, and we should avoid many gestures. Gestures should be limited. Then number D is postures. Postures means condition of sitting. Main point is postures. The sub point 1 is maintain good posture. Number 2, no leaning on the desk or on the wall. Third, sit comfortably. So see, all these A, B, C, D are say main points, and 1, 2, 3 are sub points, and therefore we have seen how main sub points and main points are given. So with the traditional way, they wrote or they write notes like this, point like this. The second method is diagram method. Now diagram method has different forms. There are various kinds of diagrams. One is tree diagram. Then some maps are drawn, or children also say draw maps like spiders, etc. And they are called by different names. So I have taken one tree diagram. Now this diagram is like a tree. As a tree has branches, the diagram also has branches. And suppose the passage is now on uses and misuses of mobile phone. The long passage, and then we have made notes on that passage. On one hand, we have said in one column, on one hand, we have said uses and misuses. There's no tree diagram here, but tree is like just there are lines, uses and misuses. Then below the uses, calls, messages, entertainment. And below the misuses, I trouble, spending time, addiction, etc. Now, these are just samples, simple samples. That's a very simple examples. And I have made them very short. You can write as long as possible for you. This is just an example showing you how to write the notes in diagram type. Then chart method. Now here there is chart, a table. For example, there is an article on kinds of literature. Then the article speaks about main kinds of literature, sub kinds of literature, along with examples. Then we read the passage and draw a table or chart and show the main kinds, sub kinds, and examples. So these are points now. Main kinds, the main point, and in that the sub points, sub kinds, main point here, and then the other sub points there, and then examples also are given. So, for example, novel is the main kind, kadambari. Then novella, short story. Sub kinds of novella are there. We have short stories, novellas. Novella means longer than short story and smaller than novel. So, for example, Animal Farm is a great novel by an English author, Orwell. Then there is one say story, The Beggar. Then drama, it is a play or one act play, sub kinds. Main kind is drama. So dramas are interludes, plays, full plays, one act play, etc. For example, Pygmalion is a drama by Bernard Shaw. Lithuania is a one act play by Rupert Brooke. And then prose, essays, reports, these come into prose. All About a Dog is a fine example of an essay. Then poetry, there are various kinds of poetry. It is sonnet, elegy, it is epic, EPIC. So sonnets are there, elegies are there, epics are there. For example, Bryce is a sonnet. In Memoriam is an epic by Tennyson. And Paradise Lost is a famous epic by Milton, John Milton. So these are the say title. And if you try, you can write a passage, write a document from the points. Then the fourth method is dotting method. They are also called bullet. Dots are also called bullets. Therefore, bullet method. For example, benefits of science is the topic. And I have written some only. You can write many benefits and many boons also, but I have made some here. So here the arrows are given. They are bigger dots, for example. They can be like this or bigger dots, and medicines operations are smaller dots. That is, medical is main point, medicines are sub points. So what are the benefits of science? The first is medical benefit or medical uses, main point. Then in medical uses, we have medicines, operations are done, vitamins are given, injections are given, like this, sub points. Then the second is agricultural benefit. Here we have processed seeds. Science has given us processed seeds. Science has given pesticides. Science has given us food products and many other things. The third main point is transport. On the ground, cars, buses, on the sea, ships, boats, in the air, aeroplanes. So in this way, these are things given by science, and they are shown in the form of say a chart. Then numerical method. In numerical method, we give numbers. Numerical means here numbers. You can give Roman numbers or that is common numbers like this. So for example, the topic is pollution. I have given some points only. You can write many other points. So the first is, there are three main kinds: air pollution, second is water pollution, third is sound pollution. Actually, you can write like this: Roman number 1, air pollution, subpoint smoke, industries, poisonous gases. And below that, point number 2, water pollution, subpoints, pesticides, drainage water, chemicals from factories. And below that, you can write third point, sound pollution, vehicles, crackers, loud musical sound like this. So these are the notes. Here the main thing is, we are given numbers, Roman number 1, 2, 3, and you are given common numbers, one that is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 like this. So the main point is shown with Roman capital, and the sub points are shown with common numbers. And you can write also small Roman numbers like this. These are the ways of writing notes. So most of you are familiar with writing notes. I'm just reminding you or giving you some examples or some clues for writing. Then one more method is there. We have seen Roman numbers. Now, now we have some other method, that is common numbers, maybe ordinal numbers like this. Then number 1, 2, 3, 4. So here kinds of words, topic. Now there is one passage, there is one document speaking about kinds of verbs. So I have made the notes. Number 1, main point is there, main verb. Sub points are shown with A, B like this. So A, regular verb, for example, kill. B, irregular verb, for example, go. If you want to know, kill is regular verb because the past tense is made with ed, therefore regular verb. Kill, killed. That's grammar point. Go is irregular because go does not become goad, it becomes went. So those verbs which take ed are called regular verbs, and those which don't take ed are irregular verbs. Therefore, kill and go. The second main point is auxiliary verb, that is helping verb. Simple word is helping. Here there are 2 points, subpoints A and B. Primary auxiliary verbs do have B, and modal auxiliary verbs or helping other helping verbs will, can, may, etc. This is one more way of showing notes or points with the help of numbers. The sixth method is mapping method. Now here various maps are given. It is mind maps, or instead of diagram, the maps are given. Various designs are given. Sometimes lines are also given. One circle is, and then lines are given. For example, types of houses is the topic of the title. So somebody has written on types of houses. There is one paragraph, and we have made notes on that paragraph. So the title should be given there, and the title is types of houses. Then huts, mud houses, brick houses, and apartments. So there are many. There can be many other subpoints, but these subpoints or notes can be shown like this, and you can prepare the original passage with the help of these. Then in this way, we have spoken about various methods of writing notes. So there is one example now. It's a very fine example. We have seen various methods of writing points, and I have chosen one example. I will explain the passage. Please read with me. So we have to find this example. The whole passage, we have to make points about main points and subpoints with the help of the passage. Above we have not given passages, we have given only answers, only notes, or only points. Now there are both points and passage also. See, so there we have to find main points. First, the central theme, and then the main point. See, so there are several kinds of crossword puzzles. One kind is the prize competition, in which the person who finds the correct answers gets a big prize. But the answers are very hard to find. Since several words appear equally appropriate, bad, mad, or sad, for example, in the clue sentence, people are seldom popular. Such competitions attract people who are fond of gambling, because by paying a small entry fee, they can win big prizes. The second type of crossword puzzle is one in which there is only one possible answer to every clue. Now see, we soon learn that there are several kinds of crossword. The very first line tells us something about the passage. Then one kind is there, the second kind is. So we come to know that here the author is speaking about mainly about crosswords. So the main theme, central theme is say crosswords, and then one kind, second kind. So we are told about various kinds of crosswords. That is the points here. Then but this answer is elusive and calls for some detective on our part. The clue gives only hints about the word. The clue like mate changes to flesh for food will elude you till you realize that by changing the spelling of mate, you get. Now here we are just told how crosswords are written. Now this is a new subject, writing crosswords, Shabda Code, in which I am very poor. So here the word mate confuses us. Elude means confuse, and therefore we here the word mate confuses us. And when we turn the word mate, M-A-T, mate means friend, and when we turn M-E-A-T, meat means flesh. So then we get the meaning here, or word. Then your comprehension and your general knowledge are put to the test. The effort to solve such crosswords is an intellectual exercise. The third type of crossword is a straightforward exercise in which words matching the equations given in the clues have to be found and written in the appropriate place in the crossword. There are no catches or ticks. This type is useful in the study of vocabulary. As simple exercises in problem solving, they prove some entertainment too. These are some. So this is the passage. Now, when you read the passage for the first time, it is easy one. So we can you can get the meaning or the central theme. So simply the central theme is crosswords, or the main point of the passage is crosswords. And then we are told about the three types of crosswords, and the sub points will be about their natures, how the three say types of crosswords are, their features are given. So simply from the passage we learn that the whole passage is about crosswords. Then that is theme or title, and then the main points are kinds of crosswords, and sub points will be the features or characteristics of the kinds. See, now the notes are there. Kinds of crossword puzzles is the title, or the title given there, or you can make it main point also. So the title is kinds of crossword puzzles, the central theme. The first main point is given with Roman capital. Prize competition crossword puzzle. It's first type, first kind. A big prize for the winner. The features or its features. Answers hard to find. Several words appear appropriate. That is bad, mad, sad. Gambling people attracted. So remember that we should not write sentences here. Suppose for number 3, several words appear. It becomes a sentence. But it is not longer sentence. So we should avoid, mostly avoid sentences. We should write only phrases and words. The second type, crossword puzzle having only one possible answer. Subpoint, that is features of this type. Elusive answer require detective work, needs comprehension and general knowledge. The last subpoint needs intellectual exercise. And then the third, Roman capital, third type of crossword. Straightforward exercise puzzle is the third kind of crossword. Then about this type, that is the 4 subpoints. Matching words with their definitions. No catches or tricks are given. Useful in the study of vocabulary. Provide entertainment through problem solving exercise. This is the way of making notes. So this is a short example of making notes. So I hope that you got something about note making or note taking. Actually, most of you or all of you know about note making, note taking. I have just given a format or express my views about note taking. So here, let us have some break and turn to the second part of the lecture, because note taking is different from other 3 or 4 subtypes of writing, and the other 3 or 4 are similar. Therefore, we will take in the next part of the lecture.